what this is. And for those of you that aren't, just chill. See, we're going to get down to the other stuff here in a second. But what I'm always trying to get everybody to understand is everything is vibration. So, before we do anything else, just vibe.
I've been calling you, but you don't pick it up. I'm so sick of it, still like you non-stop. I've been calling you about your kids and guys. Your selfish bird telling me to stay. I've run out of patience.
Everything is vibration.
About the things I do. I'm so sick of it.
Sorry.
So I take a look off and hoping you will still be fine. 'Cause I will be here.
Just vibe. Yeah. This is going to be a special live session today. We just chilling. The floor is already open. I'm going to answer any questions that you might have about your personal chart or about numerology or about compatibility or anything else that helps you raise that vibration. I'm not going to get into the transits. We talked about that yesterday and the day before. Today, we just vibing, and I'm here to help you in any way that I can. So, welcome. Make sure you hit the like button as you come in the door. And in doing so, understand this is not about ego. No, this is about algorithm. This just helps us expand the platform. That way, if you're not trying to hear what I'm trying to say, at least we can get out to the next motherfucker who is. Red Electric Skywalker, how are you? Fantasy Flower Child, how are you? Welcome. Just let the vibe seep in. Yeah, I like that. That's beautiful. Mercury is now direct. Moon Lily. How are you doing? I just came to spend a couple of hours with y'all here today. Then I have a class to teach this afternoon, but just want to let you know I love you. What's up, Miss Colston? For those of y'all that haven't smiled yet, now would be the perfect time to do so. I mean, like right now. And for those of y'all that can't find a smile for yourself, please allow me to be the smile on your face. Because at the end of the day, all I am is the smile on your face. All I am is the motherfucking vibe. Just let it seep in. That right there is that sweet release of that Scorpio full moon. That's Mercury now moving direct. We know what's up. Now we just have to act accordingly. Red Electric Skywalker, I understand. Sometimes some things need to be addressed in order for us to move forward healthily. Sometimes there's some things that need to be released. Free yourself from that trouble. Yeah. We here. Just let it hit you. Like I said, the floor is already open. I'm here with you. I understand. You can talk about it. If anybody has any questions, we're already here. The floor is already open. What's up, Cameron? Yeah, DC for L. We're just vibing right now, but if anybody has any questions about astrology or numerology or anything else that helps them raise that vibration, I'm here. Just come with me. Yeah, that's my favorite. Away from misery. Yeah. You done clicked on some trill shit this time. What's the best days for a Life Path 22 for to work? Every day. That's gonna be a hard life. Building and sustaining legacy is not easy. And you learn that. You learn that with that 22/4. It's not just for you, it's for the whole world, baby. Whose eyes? What eyes? What do you mean? Red Electric Skywalker, you said you're a Life Path 1 and you got a Scorpio Pluto in the 7th house for the Aries Venus. Yeah. Might have been time. I can definitely see that. It's funny, the end of that Mercury retrograde showed you what it was. Now you know what to do, as I have been telling y'all. That's what happens. And then Venus is in Aries also, so as you know, uh, this might be time for you to start anew. By the way, for those of y'all that want to contribute, y'all know I'm going through some shit. The Cash App is pinned down there. You know, do your thing if you can. If you can't, I'm still here to loving you. For any of y'all interested in any readings, make sure you get at me at mr.turner1300@gmail.com. Yeah, just vibe. What does it mean to have Aries in the 8th house? It means to have passion. That's what it means. It means to be a fighter deep down. You always have battles that you're fighting deep inside of yourself. And sometimes that parlays out into the physical world because you have so many turbulent things going on inside of you. But you're a warrior and you've been through some shit. And when your back is against the wall, you go harder than anybody. You take charge. But I can also say, with the moon, with Aries in the 8th house, that just plays out passionately. When you want something, you want it bad, so bad you can get obsessed with it, and you ain't gonna stop till you get it. That's the truth. Now, tune into this. I actually made this right here. It's actually one of my greatest creative achievements. Yeah, that's that Pisces moon at play. Cynthia Renee, how you doing? You said, why do people say Scorpios are these dark, mysterious people, but anytime you meet someone with Scorpio energy, they don't give those vibes at all because they're hiding those vibes. They don't want you to see that part of them. It's a secret. That's the truth. That shit is deep down. How would they function in life if everybody sensed the chaos? What you can't sense is the power, the magnetism. But they do have secrets. Best believe. Young God, you said, could I cook up Kendrick Lamar or Drake in a battle? No. I can't rap that good no more. But hell no. I'm good, but I'm not gonna say that. I don't think Drake, maybe Drake, but not Kendrick. But Drake is an MC. Don't get it twisted. I have a different style. I can make beats like any producer that's bad out there, though. Dr. Dre is awesome, but I can, when it comes to any other producer, I can make beats with any of them. You hear that right there? To give a fuck about the darkness. Yeah. Now, do Aries, Leos, and Virgos get along? You asking for 3 different. 3's company. I mean, two's company, three's a crowd. I said three's company. Two's company, three's a crowd. So I don't know about that. Aries and Leo can get along until they start fighting. Virgo's gonna get tired of both of them. Leo's gonna seem extra, and Aries is gonna seem sloppy. But sexually, they can do fine. Yeah. To give a fuck about the darkness. Yeah. That's the shit right there. Let me turn this down just a little bit. Yeah, Aries and Leo can get along for a little bit, but then they start fighting. Who should a Virgo get with? A Cancer or a Capricorn? Maybe a Pisces? Cancer, Capricorn, Pisces, Scorpio. A Virgo could also do well with an Aquarius, but Aquarius is like really sloppy. Like Aquarius is genius and intelligent, but people need to understand Aquarius is probably the nastiest sign that there is out of all of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about hygienic. Like Aquarius can be nasty, man. It's a trip. But the intelligence is really sexy between them, and the rhetoric could really go. Gemini and Virgo can be friends, but I don't see them necessarily as a great relationship intimately. Cynthia Renee, you said, is a Leo woman and a Capricorn man compatible? I think them are two of the least compatible, but there's other stuff that have to be involved. They can be, you know, depending on the whole synastry involved and depending on everything, the way that it's looking in there. But I would say that those are two, as far as energies go, those are the two of the least compatible energies out of all of them. Who's gonna be in charge? It's not like a manipulation game or a power dynamic that's being played out, but like Scorpio and Capricorn. It's like, so who is calling the shots for real? And that's something that's called into question automatically. Red Electric Skywalker, you said you have 4 major planets all in the 12th house in Aries and Aries rising. You said you haven't been acting very Aries-like enough for you. Is it because it's the 12th? Yes. Absolutely. It's hidden. It's kind of hidden, but it's also it's the stuff inside of you, like it's your mindset. It affects your mindset more than anything else. And that's how you act when you're not thinking it. But when you're trying, you usually don't do a whole bunch of Aries stuff, but your attitude can be a problem. Your selfishness can be a problem. Your impulsivity can be a problem. And so sometimes you're aware of it, but that can also be your self-undoing right there. That's why I say it can be a problem. It's not a problem for the world, it's a problem for you. And so that's something you kind of have to look at and address with self. You feel me? Moon conjunct Saturn in Leo synastry. That's still hard. I mean, Moon conjunct Saturn, that they can last once they figure out how to work with each other, but that Saturn in Leo person is gonna seem really like an asshole, like egotistical. It's hard for them to, they take themselves so seriously. It's not that they take everything seriously like Capricorn, but they take themselves so seriously. And so that Moon in Leo person is a lot more chill. So it's gonna be hard for them to chill out, but eventually they can. Like that Moon in Leo person can soften them up and like, hey man, have fun. And that's what the Saturn Leo person needs to do. Like don't take anything so seriously, you know. And you don't have to do anything for show. Like be proud of who you are, who we are together. And so there's a great process of growth with that conjunction. But I would say that for a while, you know, it's gonna seem like the Moon person is fake to the Saturn person, and then the Saturn person is gonna seem like they're kind of have a stick up their ass. What's up, Dajana Sturgis? You said, what does it mean to have a Virgo rising and Virgo in the 12th house? It means Leo rules your 12th house, but when you have some Virgo in your 12th house and you're a Virgo rising, I mean, overthinking is a thing for you, you know. But that's what keeps you on point. But you also have a really frenetic or nervous energy to you. But you're constantly sorting things out and dissecting everything and taking it apart and putting it back together, and that's how you're able to be on point. But and how you take care of business. But it also, for a little bit, it keeps you under tension or static, that's stress a lot of the time. And so you have to look at that and address it with yourself. But yeah. Cynthia Renee, I said, what would I say about somebody with Virgo Moon in the 12th house conjunct their Libra ascendant? You put on a happy face and you're cool, but you're willing to help everybody and you're worried about everybody else, and you're very self-critical. You know, you're very self-critical. You're super analytical. You're technical about everything. Like, people just see what you present to them, and you present a smiling face, and you're willing to help, and you're a great advocate for a lot of different things. But you yourself have some issues because you're just really self-critical. One of y'all said y'all was gonna shoot me something yesterday. I ain't forgot. You said, I got you tomorrow. I forgot which one of y'all it was, and don't call yourself out. Just do what you said. I forgot which one though. Now, Cameron, you said you're a Virgo and you had at least 3 bosses tell you you have a crazy attention to detail. Absolutely. But you can get caught up in the small shit. Sometimes it's hard for you to be efficient because you're still worried about some little bitty small shit. But you also are somebody who's willing to take care of the details in a way that other people aren't. And you pay attention to the small shit that nobody else pays attention to. And that really helps you in your work. But you can also overwork yourself. Sometimes you work a lot harder when you could just be working smarter. So yeah, I would look at that also. This is the joint, but yeah. I haven't smoked a blunt in 6 months, maybe longer than that. I haven't drank alcohol in a year. It's crazy. I relapsed last year, so I also have a year clean off drugs again. So, yeah. Just got to get my health right. That means I got to get my courage up. That's what's up. For me, it wasn't by choice. It was really by force. I have digestive issues, and I just, the alcohol wasn't going to help with that. And I'm not even a drunk. I've never even liked to get drunk. So I drink alcohol recreationally. Now, I ended up at the end there where I was drinking wine constantly. I was never drunk because as soon as I felt something, I'd quit for a little bit, and I stayed with a lot of water. But I sipped wine 24/7. Red wine 24/7. And so I got to a point where that might have been part of what contributed to my digestive issues that I ended up having, besides the stress. But just got to a point where I can't fuck around like that. I just can't do it. I wish I could. I wish my stomach could handle it, because I would sip me some. But alcohol, like, just to help relax on top of everything else. But I'm scared too, so I won't fuck around. Yeah, we vibing. The moon sextile Venus. You're cool. You're tolerant. You're at peace with yourself, so it helps other people feel comfortable in your presence. It's kind of like that. You don't have no problem with who you are and what you're, and so you're all right. And people can sense that, and it makes them feel comfortable around you. And you have an inner peace that's really healthy with the moon sextile to Venus. Keep the questions coming. This is a chill session today, and I'm not mad at it. I wasn't even supposed to be here, but I'm here. We're gonna chill for a couple more hours, and then I gotta go. I gotta prepare for a reading session with my apprentice. Speaking of my apprentice, y'all go subscribe to her channel. It's Anchoring Divinity. And she only has one video up, but I don't know if she has another one yet, but she's gonna get to put more content. She's just very meticulous about how she wants to do things. And so, y'all go subscribe to Anchoring Divinity and be looking for her to drop more content. Also, go subscribe to Tigger's World. What he does is he takes all types of things, especially anime, but sometimes he does movie reviews, he does things like that, and he's one of our patrons here. He's one of the key members of the Vibe Tribe, one of our longest standing tribal council fam members. My motherfucking bro. Alright. Venus conjunct to Jupiter. You're a positive person, and you can be too positive. You have good taste, but you can have too good a taste. You overindulge, like you do it big, and like all of that shit is cool, but sometimes you be taking it to the max. Like, but you're very positive. You have a lot of luck. You have the means to take it to a max where other people can't, but because of that, like you push it to the fullest, and you live, and you get great accumulation in a lot of things. But also, if the ball gets rolling in the wrong direction, like, oh man, that can be a problem too. But with Venus conjunct to Jupiter, your big thing is overindulgence and just just enjoying it to the max. Well, freestyle then 13 Moon Lily. I can't do it right now. I can't do it right now. Not right now. All right, Cynthia Renee, you said you have 7 planets that aspect your ascendant. Would that mean that people see you differently, no matter what, based on their first impression? That's interesting, but I don't know. I would have to know the dynamics of it. I think people see it all. All of those are flavors to your character. Those aspects to your ascendant are flavors to your character. It's not different, not necessarily people's perceptions or different projections. It's just, you know, more layers to that onion, or more ways that add character to you and to your personality. So that's flavor, baby. Oh, the Sun trine Pluto. I have the Sun trine Pluto. With the Sun trine Pluto, you're an intense person. You always make changes for the better. You're very powerful. You're very competent in a lot of different ways. Like, you have a lot of vitality. Like, you got a lot of vitality, and you would just approach everything with the energy that you can change it. Like, a lot of the times, there's situations that were meant to change you, but you changed the situation. And so with the Sun trine to Pluto, like, your inner power is amazing. And whatever it is, for me, I have Sun, it's Cancer and Scorpio. And so it's exact 4 degrees for both. My Sun in Cancer in my 9th house, and my Pluto in Scorpio in my 1st house. And they form that really tight trine right there. And so for me, I'm always, it would take a lot for me to follow. Like, I have a lot of vitality. To this day, I don't feel I'm at my best, but I feel strong. You get what I mean? And so I also feel like my energy is the type of energy that I can make things happen, manifest things, or just, it's not even manifest. I can through the sheer force of will, I can change situations. And so there's just ways that I do that. But I also put myself in intense situations. And with your Sun trine to Pluto, you do put yourself in intense situations because you respond to intensity. What about Mars and Gemini in the 2nd house? You have a multitude of skills, but a lot of the ways it's your salesmanship, the way you can talk to people. It's your sense of humor. Like, all of that can help you make money. But you have a variety of talents in a lot of different stuff. And that's how you get paid. And you value conversation. You value learning and listening to people. Zahir, what's up, fam? You said moon opposite the ascendant. You just a lot work. You get so caught up in other people. Sometimes you forget who you are, and you're just emotionally tuned into other people's feelings and other people's energy. And sometimes you forget about what's going on with you. And so you just gotta find an appropriate balance between other people and self, and that way you can actually have healthy responses and healthy relationships with people. But yeah. I hope that answers your question. Elaborate. Sun trine Mars. You're brave. You're willing to stand up and fight for whatever you see is right. You're competitive. You love to win. Like, that's not, everybody's like, oh, I love to win too, but no, you love to win, and like, you're gonna make sure that you win, and you're strong. You have a dynamic energy. You have a lot of vitality also. You have an amazing immune system. But more than anything else, like, you have a dynamic energy. and you you in your own way, like you're a force to be reckoned with, and you don't back down. You don't go backwards. That's Sun trine to Mars, Miss Gomez. Cynthia Renee, you say you have Uranus trine Pluto. No, you say you have Uranus trine, Pluto sextile, Sun sextile, Neptune trine. Oh, you're talking about to your ascendant. God damn, okay, I get it. Well, yeah, I mean, you're different. You have Uranus trine to it, Pluto sextile to it, the Sun sextile to it, Neptune trine to it. Well, people see whatever they want to see in you, first of all, with Neptune and Uranus there, but and what what you want people to see and what you showing is different. And with Jupiter opposite to your ascendant, like, you understand other people, but you feel misunderstood. So yeah. And it's Libra, so that makes perfect sense. Like, you just smile, but you ain't nice. Venus conjunct the North Node. Your relationships with people help you realize certain things in your life, and they push you towards your goals. A lot of your life is centered around your relationships with folks and your interactions with other people. So that's big in your life, your karma with other people. Dajana Sturgis, you said the moon quincunx are in conjunct to Pluto. When your moon is in conjunct to Pluto, like, first of all, your relationship with your mom had a really deep effect on you, maybe even deeper than you realize, because you don't even recognize it. And even if it's just a lack thereof of that relationship, it's like you be tripping out. You don't understand your feelings very well, and then you'll make changes in your life subconsciously, and sometimes you'll push somebody away, or you'll break up with somebody, or you'll start acting funny towards somebody that you really love. Like, you'll completely switch off on them, and it's not because you don't love them, it's because you're worried they're gonna leave you in the future. And then you have like this thing where you're incapable of giving that energy that you have, and you can be emotionally manipulative, but it's because you don't understand your own emotions, and you look to trigger other people through those reflections. And so with those inflections and with that moon in conjunct to Pluto, like, you have to start to learn how to understand your own emotions. Quincunx or in conjunction represents an unfamiliarity. And so with that unfamiliarity, there's nothing that they have in common. The way that you are emotionally and your intensity, like, they just operate in completely different ways. And so they interact in ways that really affect you subconsciously. But a lot of it has to do with the way you were raised. A lot of it has to do with the things you observed growing up. And you don't even realize that it's affected you the way that it has. And like I said, your relationship with your mom, or the lack thereof, is also something with that. And then you play emotional games with yourself. But it's not because you're intensely onto that type of stuff. It's because you don't understand your own intense emotions. That's what's up, Cameron. You're a very particular person. That makes perfect sense. You got a sun and moon sign in Virgo. That's crazy. My son is a Virgo moon, but he's an Aquarius sun. And his Virgo shit is in the worst places, because he still doesn't clean up after himself or any of that stuff that maybe he will one day, but that them Virgos do. He's still sloppy, like an Aquarius. So I'm here for any more questions y'all have. Keep them coming. I'm on it. Just a vibe. Yeah. Jessica Gomez is also a Virgo sun, Virgo moon. Uh-oh. Y'all be criticizing people too. As soon as somebody walks up on you, you automatically assess everything wrong with them. And you expect them to say some goofy shit. Now let me see what's up. Hold up. Venus sextile to Mars. You're a sexual person. There's other stuff too, but you're a relationship person, so you always have something going on in that arena, but you're also a sexual person. Yeah, just passion. You have a passion that needs to be played out sexually or creatively. Yeah. That right there. Let me answer anybody else's questions. Oh, is it really true that the Scorpions and Pisces are a good match? They can be. Why are Libras so mean? I ain't met too many mean Libras. They can be because they're really nice. A kite. Virgo moon sextile Gemini Saturn. I have a kite in my chart, but when you just talk about your Virgo moon's sextile to, how can Virgo be sextile to Gemini? Are you sure? I don't think Virgo and Gemini can be sextile to each other. Unless you got some interceptions or some crazy shit going on. What's up, Serafina?
My dad is Gabrielle. That means no.
2-degree Virgo moon, 28-degree Gemini Saturn. That's close. Yeah, it's sextile. Yeah, that's sextile. It's 4 degrees. It's a 4-degree orb. So that's sextile. I think that plays out with your intelligence. You know, the more I think about that, I really just feels like that plays out with your intelligence, bro. But you learning how to articulate everything that's going on in your mind, because with Saturn there, you know, everything's just going, and with it being your moon in Virgo, like, you're so intelligent, you're so aware, you pick up on everything, but how can you communicate that healthily, or how can you process it healthily for yourself without it making you so nervous and shit? And so with that right there, once you can get your nervousness down, once you get that out, like, you're incredibly intelligent, way more intelligent than most people. Jupiter says quadrate Uranus. That's interesting. Like, you're so different. Like, you're so intelligent. You can make things happen, like, in a crazy way. Sometimes you don't even understand it, but it's just through the adjustments that you make. Like, you have a lot of luck, but you also have a lot of unexpected stuff come up. And so sometimes you make a minor adjustment that could pay off for a big deal, or you can have some little bitty stuff throw you off. The sixth quadrant is what I would call a growth aspect. So it could go one way or the other. It could be both positive and negative in its expression. So when you see that sixth quadrant, and with it being Jupiter and Uranus, it's like there's the adjustments that you make is going to be the most important thing in there. See, the sixth quadrant allows for adjustments. Like, so when you make these adjustments, certain things come into alignment, or certain things happen. And so with it being Jupiter and Uranus, like, you can make crazy stuff happen just by making small adjustments in life. What do grand trines mean in the chart? It means it's a flow of that energy. You know, and a lot of times you see a grand trine, and people would say that's like it's not like a superpower, but that's like innate abilities or talents. Like, I have a grand trine, a fire trine and a water trine. It's a water trine by sign and a fire sign by house, because my sun is at Cancer in my 9th house at 4 degrees. My Pluto's at Scorpio in my 1st house at 4 degrees. Then my moon is in Pisces at 8 degrees. And so it forms that grand water trine. But that's my moon is in my 5th house, my sun is in my 1st house, my sun is in my 9th house, and Pluto's in my 1st house. So it's also a fire trine by house. And so it's kind of hitting that way in my chart. So, you know, my understanding of emotions, my intuition, my empathy are something that are natural gifts for me. You know, intuition and empathy are just the way it plays out. And, you know, a lot of it plays out also with charisma because it's the 1st house and the 5th house and the 9th house. And so authenticity and charisma and knowledge and all of that playing out in that arena of my life. And then you would also see it playing out in the arena of me being so emotionally understanding and me having such an amazing understanding of emotions, and that coming because I have such a wealth of emotions inside of myself. So yeah. I appreciate the love on CashApp. Red Electric Skywalker. Serafina, you said your natal Venus is conjunct transiting Venus in the 12th house. Could you please explain? I mean, there's a lot because this is a Venus return, but it's in the 12th house. So a lot of times with this right here, it could be selfishness, it could be attitude, it could be impulsivity, but it's getting in the way. It's in the way of you really enjoying, you know, a really dynamic time in your life. But with it happening in your 12th house, it's like it's your own selfishness or your own impulsivity that gets you in a situation that's a little tricky, or your lack of courage to approach something, or it could be your attitude towards the situation, but it's you. What's up, Chief? I got you. Hold on. What's up, Don Spencer? Chief, you said Venus in the 5th house. You're a fun person. You're creative. You got a lot of charisma. People like you. You like attention. All of that plays out, but more than anything else, that's like a really creative placement. It's even fertile in its own way. So, you know, pay attention to that. But you have a lot of charisma. My moon is in my 5th house, but you love to have fun. You love to enjoy yourself. You like to entertain people, and you cool like that. Yeah. You said, do I believe in reincarnation? I want to. I don't know what I really believe in. I would like to believe in reincarnation. I hope that's the case in this way, but I'm not sure that I believe in anything. Tyrone, you said Jupiter in Leo trine Lilith in Aries trine Pluto. Yeah, you got a fire trine. You got a lot of confidence, but that can make you impulsive or reckless. And then with trine Pluto in Sagittarius, like it's like you're always searching for something, and you're brave, like scarily brave. And sometimes you're willing to just go as far as it takes to find something out, but what you're looking for is right in front of your face. But more than anything, you're an adventurous explorer. You have a lot of confidence, but you also can be reckless. You can also get shit started because you have a lot of ego. And you believe in yourself, and you believe in being generous and helping people, but they also got to recognize that it's you that's doing it. And you can get really self-centered, but that still gives you a lot of pride and a lot of courage that a lot of people don't have, because you believe in yourself to the fullest, and so you're willing to fight for you. And so you're dynamic in your energetic expression, most believe. And Red Electric Skywalker, you said you have a Capricorn, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune all in the 9th house. That shit seems contradictory. No. I mean, it's all out there. You know, it's not. You have great legislative skills. You want to be a boss. Like you have discipline. You're gonna do all that shit. But with Neptune, like you could do so much more if you weren't so worried about what you're gonna get out of it. Like and that's the way you were taught. Like you want to make sure that you're getting what you're gonna get out of it. But if sometimes you would just use those skills and just employ it in a way that is just honest, authentic, but also not so self-serving, it would actually get you to a point. But you can be real mean, you can be real cold, and you can be about business like none other. But because of all of that, and you're a boss and you know how to get it, but because of all of that, sometimes you get caught up in what you're gonna get or what the goal is, and you forget about the effect of the situation, and that can hinder it in its own right. Now, Dijon Sturgis, you said you have the midheaven in Gemini at 28 degrees in the 10th house. I mean, the midheaven is the cusp of the 10th house. But I mean, your midheaven's in Gemini. You're communicative. You're great with your hands. You're quick to act on things. You can talk to anybody about anything, but sometimes it's just you can talk. With the midheaven in Gemini, you might not even know what you talk about, but you know how to talk about it, and that's a gift in its own right. Like sometimes you just have a rudimentary understanding of something, but you have just enough that you can talk about it. So you can talk anybody into anything. You can sell things. You can convince people of stuff. Like, but you're also versatile in your way. But you know enough about a little bit about of everything that you can do just about anything, and so that makes you very dynamic in your own way. Serafina, you said Uranus and Jupiter conjunct your natal Chiron right on your ascendant. That's crazy. I would say this right here is, learning to value yourself beyond what you have, and building on your self-esteem. Developing self-esteem separate of earthly possessions, and don't compare yourself with other people, and just like realizing that you're blessed. But you could get a lot more too. You could make some money right now, but you got to stop worried about that. What's up, Adil Ahmed? That's what's up, Adil Ahmed. You a part of the Vibe Tribe. We in a real chill Scorpio moon vibe. No, I'm not making you no moderator on my channel, bro. There's people that have been here for 3 years and they're not moderators. My take on the declinations with your parallels and contraparallels. Those are teaching you how to make adjustments. Contraparallels are like oppositions or squares in their way, but they also they have an ability to take two things and make an adjustment. The parallels are more like conjunctions or trines, and so that energy right there, it's in some instances it seems forced, but in other instances it's just going right together beautifully, and so that plays out in another dynamic within an aspect. What's up, Lisa Marie? It's good to see you back. How you doing? Shout out to Lisa Marie Jones. Yeah, me and Mrs. Jones. Pluto in Sagittarius in the 12th house. I mean, the 12 degrees of the 3rd house. Pluto in Sagittarius, 12 degrees of the 3rd house. You're very sharp. You're very intelligent. You've always been very wise beyond your years. And you've been able to pick up on things since you were a little kid because you see the big picture that other people don't see. But that also made you not trust people. it made you you're very clever, but you also are very suspicious of people, because you can see people's, in being able to see the big picture, you can also see people's motives, and that right there makes you very reticent to get involved with people, because you see how people really are. I can tell you haven't been here a while. Let me help you out. You never speak on my mama. Tell your mama I said, what's up? Red Electric Skywalker, you said Chiron is square Lilith. You said squares sound like fighting. It is. A square is a conflict. So, I mean, your shadow traits be getting in the way of your growth. It's the conflict with with the growth you need to make in your life, and the wounds you need to heal. Like, a Lilith is a big part of that. A lot of it is your own shit. Scorpio rising, Mars in Capricorn. Shit, you got a lot of focus. You as a person are really intense, and you're always focused on accomplishing something. You want something out of life. You want to make the most out of your opportunities, and you have great timing, and you power through a lot of situations, and your stamina is off the charts. What's up, Rocco? Double A. You said transit Pluto. Transit Pluto conjunct Saturn in Aquarius in the 9th house. Man, you're coming into some tough times in your life, and it's telling you the truth about stuff. Like, your belief system's gonna change. What you believe is real, even in certain instances, is gonna change. And like your mindset is changing drastically, and it's setting you free. But it's gonna be, it's not gonna be a process of like letting the cage open and you walking out. It's like busting it down, and it's like on Planet of the Apes when Caesar opened up the cage for the gorilla, and the gorilla backed up into the cage because it's never had that door open before, and then it comes bursting out. And so you kind of see that imagery. It's like, man, you see your mind is freed from a certain belief system, or it enters into a new belief system, and at first it's like, what the fuck, and you're taken aback by it, but then after that, boom, it leads you out into a search for truth that's indomitable. So that's definitely it. Next question. Make sure y'all hit that motherfucking Cash App. I need it. I'm trying to go to the ear, nose, and throat doctor, and I ain't got insurance. I'm trying to raise some funds, man. Dejana Sturgis, you said Neptune in Aquarius, 7 degrees of the 5th house. You're very creative. You're very inventive. You're very fun. You like friends. Sometimes you meet people just because you have all this charisma, you have all this character, and like, it's not personal. Like, you meet them, but you meet a lot of people, but their life is like changed when they get caught up in this image of who you are because of how fun they had you. But that's just how you are. Like, you just be having fun, and you're creative, and you're inventive, and sometimes you invent. It's not like different personalities, but you invent different characters for different events. And so who you are at this time, and y'all was out at a party, like, somebody will catch you another time, and they like remember you, and like, you don't remember them because that was just a moment for you. But you you just have like, and you're also very flirtatious, and you also that comes out sexually in dating and stuff like that. But you yourself, like, you just have this uniqueness about you that you might be blind to, because you're just different in every situation, and you don't mean to be, you just are. Yeah, Red Electric Skywalker, you need somebody to tap that ass. You hear me? You motherfucker done fucked up. What you need is somebody to get you right. You need a Splacovelli. Hold on. But yeah. Cynthia Renee, you said, what can I say about Libra rising with Cancer Venus conjunct the MC? Your people skills really help you in whatever career arena you're in. Uh, you care about people. You seem, and I mean, you seem to, but you do. But you care about people as a whole and people as a public. It might even sometimes not be very personal as people think it is with you, and people like you because you seem like you care. I have a Cancer midheaven now. I don't have Venus there. Venus is in Leo in my 10th house also, but that gives me the charisma to do what I do here. But I just think that you care about people, and you care about tradition, and you care about love and things to be right. And so all of that shit, like, people take note of that, and it helps you in the business arena. And women, you understand other women fundamentally, and that's another thing that helps. Like, you feel for them, and so that helps and does things in its own way. I believe it. Lilith in Aquarius in the 5th house. You're free. You, like John Sturgis, like, you love freedom, and you enjoy uh, being free, and you got, like, I ain't gonna lie to you. Uh, you got some, you got some triflingness in you. I'm trying not to call you, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to disrespect you because I used to say it, because I have my moon in the 5th house, and I'm a recovering hoe. But in there with that Aquarius, like, it ain't personal either. It's just you, like, you don't have personal feelings for them. You can detach from feelings. You just be having fun and being free. And sometimes when you having fun and being free, you be in some precarious situations. And it's not even about being a freak. Like, you just free. You just free. Like, you free. The Aquarius makes you free and weird and quirky and kinky, and that 5th house makes you, like, if people, you get caught up in just being free and having fun doing it, and you like attention. Yeah, you like attention. You growing out. Lilith is something you identify with in your shadow, but yeah, you like attention. You like the attention that you got when you being freaky and free and fucking around with multiple people and shit like that. And you might have been even back then when you did that with Aquarius there could have been some either homosexual or bisexual behavior, you know, with that. The Aquarius makes that a possibility, even if you're not like that all the time either way in your life, and it doesn't matter if you are, but that does point to that, like, when you were having fun, like, it went both ways, or it didn't matter. It was about being free. It was about the individual. But yeah, you're definitely bisexual in that way. You like to play around and be bisexual when you're having fun. Lilith in Libra in the 6th house. Kidney issues. Nah, but for real, Lilith in Libra in the 6th house. Like, you're always trying to please everybody else and people pleasing shit. Like, because you don't want you don't want to be by yourself, really. And I mean, you can be, but, like, you're just a people pleaser, and then you're frustrated. But yeah, y'all had some hold of y'all. In the nicest way possible. Yeah. When you see that Lilith in the 5th house, You is a pro and you know it. Like you had some hoeing going on. That fifth house is where you get your hoeing in. And hey, we understand it. Juliet H. He said, how about Mercury and Aquarius in the first house? You're just very different. You're very intelligent. Your mind works crazily different than most people's. Like you just have an open mind. You understand things. You're very friendly. You like talking to people. Like, but you also are like very clever too in your own way, and you're quick to pick up on stuff, quick to fix things. You're like, but you're just trying to help people, but you're not trying to be involved with them. That's the thing. Like, and with Mercury, like you're just so intelligent. You understand things, and you see things differently than everybody else, and people pick up on you with that, and they want to be around you. But like you're not trying to get involved. How about Lilith and Taurus in the second house? You about some money? You about some money? Money turns you on. You ain't attracted to no broke motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying you a gold digger. But you ain't fucking with no broke niggas. And you yourself, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you like expensive things, and you like the finer things, and you really, like, money is, you can, in your own way, like, you hate money, but you also love money. You hate how you are about money, and how money can make you, and how it used to make you, if you're not like that anymore. But you also, like, you have a certain taste. You have a certain taste. And so I'm here for it. Tiviva Osinka. You said, is Lilith in Libra conjunct Uranus in the 7th, 8th house cup similar to Lilith in Aquarius? No. Absolutely not. I don't know where we would get that, but no. Jazzy said her moon is in the 5th, but she don't physically feel slutty. You feel emotionally slutty. You want to feel feelings all the time. Me too, but it's also because you want people to love you. Like, I play around, but I don't want people just to like me. I want people to love me. Like, why do you not love me? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's Pisces there for me. So for me, it's like, man, you should love me. Like, I want you to fucking love me. Like, I like everybody. And like when I was dating and I was being a hoe, like it wasn't like I was able to be a player like a lot of, and you know what I'm saying? I wanted to be, but I wasn't able to be a player like a lot of my friends and a lot of the people that I mess around with, because they just fucked around. But I had feelings for everybody I was involved with, and I wanted them to have feelings for me. And so I would be in 6 different relationships at one time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so that shit right there is an issue. And it just is learning to love yourself and value your energy. That's big. Lilith and Taurus in the 5th house. Yeah, you like money too. You attracted to the finer things, but you got some hoe to you too. You very indulgent. You very fucking sexual. And like, man, like for real, you love the feeling. Like, it's about the feeling for you. It's the physical fucking feeling of fucking. And also, like, you like money and you like to gamble. And like you can you can like spend on a good time, and like you also have a lot of a low self-esteem sometimes if you're broke. So you have to look at that, and you value attention. What's up with Lilith in the 1st house in Scorpio? You fucking ooze sex. You fucking have just sex seeping from you, and you also are very, you have a certain darkness that people get turned on by or get scared of, but they also want to fuck you, and you yourself make things complicated. You are chaos. Miss Colston, you said your Lilith is in Taurus in the 11th house. You like powerful. You like you like how much money you're making. You're always attracted to how much money you're making from a situation, but also like you get involved with your friends. Like you have friends, but you have like you develop these complicated sexual type relationships with people that are just supposed to be your friends, and you value friendship. But yeah, like you get sometimes with the people that are just your friends, like y'all have this thing, and it might not always be physical, but it can be, and like you leave that dynamic open, and like a lot of people also have connections with you because of what you have, and you have connections with them because of what they have, as far as material things. Pluto and Scorpio in the 6th house. You have a really intense effect on people, so you have to be careful how you handle situations and how you handle people, because you can help, heal, or hurt somebody depending on the character and the nature of your interactions with people. And you believe work is a lot more important than play, and you're very grind oriented, and you can work yourself so hard that you make yourself sick. Like you keep pushing, you keep pushing, you keep pushing, and you have a lot of energy, but sometimes you have no energy because you pushed it too far. So with that, you just have to really take effect of how energy works and how your energy affects people and how you're affected by your energetic output. So all of that is what that is. Black Moon Lilith conjunct Chiron in the 9th house. You don't have a lot. You don't believe in a lot of stuff. Yeah, it's not the same as Sagittarius, but you just don't believe in a lot. You have to experience. You learn everything the fucking hard way, and you have a lot of wisdom, but it's built up from learning shit the hard way. And you're always willing to move on to the, you want to move on to the bigger arena, to the next question, to the next level. Like you kind of keep with that in the Black Moon Lilith there, like you kind of stay unsettled. It's really hard for you to settle, and that right there is jolting in its own way. I appreciate the Cash App love, Brittany Gibson. Chiron and Sagittarius in the 3rd house. People like you have learning problems, learning issues with people. You know a lot too, so you think you know everything. So a lot of times you don't learn nothing because you think you know everything. And you learned everything really easily when you were young, but it's because you was around shit that you shouldn't have been around. So you had to be perceptive of situations. And so because you had to be so perceptive of situations and all of that shit, like there's just this thing where you trust what you know and you don't trust what people tell you because people lie. And so you trust what you know, and it's hard for you to listen and learn from other people and from situations because you are so caught up in what you already know. Appreciate the super chat, then Danny. You said, what should you do? You're a Sagittarius, but you are in love. Shit, Sagittarius ain't loyal anyway. You'll be in love with somebody else as soon as you see or feel like their situation is better. Chiron and Cancer in the 3rd house. The people you grew up with or the environment that you grew up in kept you from really showing how you feel, and so you keep your feelings inside. So you can be really moody and really be fucked up, and it's because whether it be your family or and it be your brothers or life or just the way things were, it made you stifle your feelings. Hey, y'all have to give me 1 minute break. I gotta let my dog in. Hold on. You really enjoy nature. Shit. There's a lot more to it, but I mean that's what sticks out to me the most with that. Uranus on the South Node. If you start doing what you're supposed to do, your life won't be so chaotic. That's what that means. When Uranus is right there on the south node, like you're used to chaos and things being switching up all the time. So if you want things to stabilize in your life, you got to work on, go towards your north node. North node in Cancer in the third house. You need to learn how to talk about your feelings and talk to people about emotions and communicate with people about feelings. And the thing is, you know how to be responsible. That's natural to you. Can you be responsive to the emotions of other people is the questions you have to ask yourself. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle person, that's what's up. North node in Cancer in the 10th house. Having a North node in Cancer in the 10th house is kind of the same. Like you need to learn how to help the public at whole through you dealing with your emotions and you learning how to deal with your feelings and you dealing with feelings. That allows you to, go towards a career or help people in the public arena with their feelings. It's not so personal as the third house person, but who's more about communicating. But you're about helping to nurture the emotions of other people. But first, you have to be able to do yours. So being responsive to the emotions of the people around you and being able to work in this arena like I would with this and that do the thing. So yeah. Wildflower, what's up? Hold up, did I miss somebody? Mercury and Leo. Hold on, let me see what you asked. But I have Mercury and Leo. You speak well. You're very intelligent, but you also are super proud of what you know, and you're egotistical. You got an attitude a little bit, and so like it's hard for you to learn from other people because you think you know better than everybody. But you are very intelligent. You are very on point. You tell stories very well. You communicate extremely well. You speak with authority. You don't just say something. You state that shit. But even beyond all of that, though, you don't really make mental adjustments very well unless you have to. And you can get humbled a lot because you get so caught up in an opinion or a viewpoint that you're not willing to see anything but yours. And that's what ends up limiting you because you missed out on the whole motherfucking point or the present moment in that. So that right there changes everything. North node in Pisces in the 11th house. That's interesting. I think that it's learning to dream big and learning to have faith and believe in things and learning to give, and through that you meet other people who also want to do that, and being involved with those type of people is going to let y'all pull resources and all of that together makes y'all make an amazing impact on the world around you, because a big part of your life is connecting with those type of people that have the like mind of you. But first you have to establish what you have faith in, what you believe in, how you feel, and what you're willing to sacrifice in the process of all of that. You definitely can have a virtual hug. You can have a kiss. Keep the questions coming. We on some shit right now. Pisces in the 6th and 7th house. I mean, you just got to see situations and people for what it is, and then you won't have any enemies. You'll have so many ways to help people, but you also need to stop seeing people and see situations, not just people, but also situations with the 6th house. See them for what they really are, and not just on what you want them to be, or what you expected, or what was being projected. So yeah. I've believed in astrology since I was 8 years old. So it's not after all these years. I've always been into astrology. Studying it and being able to practice it professionally, it took years, you know, even it's almost been 2 decades of developing my knowledge before I decided that I could pursue it in a professional aspect, which I'm one of the best in the world. And so it's not about believing. And let me explain before we go any further. Astrology is not something you have to believe in. You believe with astrology. Astrology is not a spiritual sect or religious practice. It's an algorithm of an energetic significance. The algorithm of an energetic significance. And so at that present moment, or at any moment in time that you can pinpoint, then you can see where everything was energetically. Because I'm not even going to say in the sky, because I'm not even sure I believe in space, but I do believe in the energies that are created by the whatever we've named these astrological bodies to be. And then also the points that are created through mathematical projections in there. When you're talking about the ellipticals of the moon and that being the nodes, or the dark apogee of the moon with the black moon Lilith, or when you see what Chiron's doing, which we can't have a very deep understanding of that because we've only discovered it recently. Pluto also. So seeing the way that Pluto affects things and the evolving energetic interpretation of that is beautiful. So when you ask about astrology, it's an evolving and applied science. It's not something that you need to believe in. You believe with it. And so with astrology, it's helped me actually to believe that there's more than just matter. You feel me? So back to this. What's up, Maslin or Macklin? How you doing? You said Virgo sun in the 8th house. You're very sharp. You pick up on everything. You notice everything. And at the same time, you have some battles inside of you that you're fighting a lot of the time. You're very private. And you're very private just because you notice everything and you don't always know what to make of it. Dr. Zilzer. I don't know, is that how you say that? Dr. Zilzer. You said, what lessons and blessings come from having Mars in the 9th house square Saturn in the 3rd? Don't you mean opposite? The 9th and the 3rd house are opposite to each other. But yeah, Mars in the 9th house square Saturn in the 3rd. You learn a lot, and you're very active. But with Saturn in the 3rd, like, it's hard for you to communicate that and it's not because you can't, it's because you're a perfectionist. You want to make sure that you're articulating it exactly right. Oh, that's very interesting. But what lessons and blessings can you have from having Mars square Saturn? How to do things the right way. Yeah, you're hyper aware of everything, Meslin. Sagittarius rising at 24 degrees. Man. You're a positive person. You greet every situation with a smile on your face. You want to learn from everything, but you expect that people be willing to learn from you also because you have a wealth of knowledge of your own to share. And you just approach everything with a certain amount of curiosity and optimism. And that makes your life joyous. But you do have to be cognizant of taking shortcuts. Make sure you're not taking shortcuts because that can have you starting over and over and over again with stuff without anything to show for your efforts. I'm not a Muslim, but I understand Islam. There's a difference. I'm not a part of any religious sect. But experiencing Islam, a peace with God, is something that I love. The Legion, what's up? You said Sun in the 8th house with Mercury, Venus, Jupiter in the North Node in Scorpio with the Pisces ascendant. Any advice for that? Man, that's so much. If I gave you advice, you wouldn't even listen. But you just everything is deep to you, but sometimes you take it farther than it has to do. Everything doesn't always operate at extremes, and that's just something to remember. Everything doesn't always operate at extremes, even though you do. So sometimes you push things into a chaotic form that it doesn't have to be, and you make it more complicated than it should be. But other than that, you're very powerful. You understand things. You know, oh man, intelligence. And it's like chemistry and shit like that. Like you naturally understand that type of shit. And you understand darkness and death, and you're into all kinds of secret and occult things. But there's so much that you hide of yourself that it's hard for you to open up. And then when you do let somebody into your life, or you let people into your life, like you let them in completely and forever. But like you just gotta learn to not operate or approach life at extremes. That's big right there. That's right. Masculine, as do I. Saturn in the 9th house in Aquarius. You're learning how to accept that you think different than people, and that helps you find your truth. But you got to stop worrying about what other people think of you. For you to really find the truth of who you are and what life is and what the world is about and all that shit, like you got to stop worrying about what people think about what you're doing or who you are. Shout out to Uzbekistan. Appreciate it, La Kimbra, House of Intuition. Love you too, bro. Masculine, you said Sun square Pluto. Ah, man. You're manipulative. You fucking, like, you don't trust anything. You're very powerful, but you also, like, the force of your personality, you use it to influence situations. And, like, you compensate for your deep fears by immense strength, but you have deep fears. And like I said, you just because you love to fight don't mean you like it's because you it's not because you've it's because you fear being looked at a certain way, or you fear somebody handling you a certain type of way. You fear being somebody controlling you, and so there's something in you that forces, like, your immense strength compensates. No, I'm not making a song for Bobby. Happy birthday, Bobby. I understand it. We're all children of God, Jake. Maybe you'll learn that. We're not worried about religion. Astrology has nothing to do with religion. Sun in the 8th house in Aries. Are you about that life? In every way, form, or fashion? You're about that life, man. And you form deep connections with people and with situations. Like you're so brave, but you just like, man, your passion is unparalleled. The Legion, what do I think about Vedic astrology? I love both. I think you to understand Vedic, which gives you a lot more in depth look at it. You have to know the Vedas for real. But I really love the nakshatras. I use them in my Western practices because it gives you a specific energetic significance to that part of the sky per se, or to that few degrees. And so for that 14 degrees that each nakshatra represents, then what you're gonna see is that like you get a really good picture of how that works out. You get what I'm saying? But yeah, I love both. But I utilize the nakshatras with my Western astrology. Because I have such an understanding of the nakshatras that I kind of apply those nakshatras when I'm dealing with a certain energy. Like, I'm a Cancer sun, no doubt, right? But my sun is in Ardra nakshatra in Vedic. And so even though that's Gemini, if you want to consider the sign, but when you consider the energy, Ardra is ruled by Rudra. This is a storm. And so being a storm of emotion, a storm, and somebody who makes it through storms. Also, somebody who weathers not only is it a storm, but it's also a storm that you weather. And so weathering that, like it's developed in me this character that I'm able to present before you. And so that gives you a whole different understanding of that place. Can Vedic show your future partner anything? I mean, Vedic can tell you they think they know your future partner. They can project, but anything could be the choice with that. You can see that in Western. It's funny, you come on here as preaching Jesus, and then you come on here cussing, bro. Like, let me help you out. Don't be a hypocrite. That's what's up, the Legion. That means you're a Pisces moon. You're a Pisces moon, a Tura Prabhadra. I'm Shadabisha, which is Pisces moon in Western, and I love my Pisces moon, but it's Aquarius moon. But more than Aquarius, it's Varuna, the god of the midnight sun, or the god of the ocean, which is funny that it's also Aquarius, but it has a certain Piscean thing to it. And it's eccentric and isolative and addictive and very knowledgeable with astrology and like all of those things that Shadabishak is, but it's also emotional and powerful and encompassing and all of those things. What the fuck? Man, find you somebody to play with. Yeah, I'm gonna do videos on nakshatras at some point. I got to. I've already done one basically that had I talked about all the nakshatras live. That was like 5 hours long a few weeks ago, or about a few months ago. What's your yod? The finger of God. The YOD. Uranus in Aquarius in the second house. The 14th degree is the apex planet. That's a lot. You got to get a reading. That's a lot. I love you, but that's a lot. This nigga said freestyle. Why the fuck would I freestyle? Meet what types of people in real life? Kenya. Appreciate it, the Legion. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, I love Uncle Fernando too. I ain't gonna make fun of him today. I made fun of him yesterday. But shout out to Uncle Fernando, man. The people's astrologer. The OG. How would I characterize the point of a yard? I mean, I look at all of them differently because it's just a collection of aspects, really. But I don't know. You have to get back to me on that. I think, you know, that yard, because it's those sextiles and the in conjunctions. I think it's just pointed into an area of life where adjustments, you know, making an adjustment or getting to know that part of yourself or understanding that part of yourself is the key to a lot of things in your chart. That's what I think. Yeah, just intensity and constant adjustment. All right, Sharon Crawford. We'll see you later. Nah, man, just a yard is it's a point of intensity and adjustment in your life. But in doing so, you unlock things about yourself and empower yourself in certain ways. You feel me? You empower yourself if you don't let those unknown energies devour yourself. What's the deepest thoughts that I have about Scorpio energy, and why is it necessary to be expressed in a healthy way? Because it's chaotic. If not, it can kill you. Scorpio energy operates at extremes. That intensity, one way or the other, the things that you hide and you try to hold back with Scorpio, if it's not expressed healthily, can easily kill you. Kill somebody else. Destroy. Poison. It is a Scorpion. Hold on, Brittany Gibson, you said you have Sun in the 5th house in Cancer and Moon in the 11th house in Capricorn. You're born on the full moon, then, you know, and you have a lot of charisma and you care, but also there's something about you where like you you can not be personal with people. Like you show a lot and you express your emotions really well and you show how you, but that doesn't mean that you give a fuck about other people. That's the truth. Like just because you show your feelings doesn't mean you give a fuck about everybody else's. And you just born that full moon, like you live one out, which is the Sun in the 5th house. You're gonna live that out, and then you kind of project your moon onto the next people. Like that's kind of how that goes. Red Electric Skywalker, you said Vedic says you're a Pisces stellium in the 12th instead of Aries in the 12th. You don't know. Like I said, you would have to look at the nakshatras involved. You got to look at the nakshatras. That's the most important part. Look at the nakshatras. I'm not coming tomorrow, so I'm telling y'all now, you will not see me tomorrow or Saturday or Sunday, and you usually don't see me on the weekend, but I will not be here tomorrow. I appreciate the love, Brittany Gibson. Who else did we hit? Master, you said you think you use the planets as the bottom of your yard to move towards and embody towards the planets at the top of the apex of the yard. Yeah, you agree. Yeah. What's up, Star Love Astrology Company? Mr. Intense, you said anything on Lilith in the first house with Pluto along with the Scorpio rising and Pluto in the first, bro. Yeah, you fucking intense and motherfuckers think you're sexy and you think you're sexy and you're somebody's like, you can lose control sometimes. Like you literally lose control. And you don't want to be defined, but you also been hurt and you don't trust anybody. You trust your instincts. And you use your instincts to get you by, but you're also fucking chaotic and dark and intense and fucking you're never the same. You're never the same. Like you might be a one way right now, but in a year, like you're a completely fucking different person, but still fucking intense and still fucking trying to keep control of the intensity that lives inside of you. And like you're just like a big dynamic energy, and it's people are drawn to it, but some people are scared of it, and it can be dangerous, but it's also real fucking sexual. Masculine Mars and Scorpio in the 10th house to the 8th degree. You have laser focus. You know what you want. You won't let nothing stop you from getting what you want. You can even be ruthless in the percent of whatever you want. You're relentless and you're ruthless, and you're very focused on what you want, and nothing will stop you. And if anything gets in your way, like you can be real intense, and you're also very sexual in your way. And people pay attention to your sexiness, and whether you know it or not, it attributes to your success in a way, whether you like it or not. And you have a powerful presence. So yeah, all of that. When I say big, it's long and pretty. I'm talking about that motherfucker long. That's what I just said, Mr. Intense. I just answered your question completely. All of that with Pluto in the first house, along with Lilith and Scorpio rising. I just told you. I just answered that. You gotta rewind it a little bit. I addressed you personally and specifically. What's up, Miss Colston? Ronnie DeVoe. Is that the light-skinned one? The one that looks like a lizard? Is that the one that looked like he ain't got no eyebrow? I love all of them, but you know what I'm saying? I'm a fan of Ralph. Ralph is my favorite. You are intensity and sexual energy. People are drawn to it. People are repulsive of it. You have so much energy that it's hard for you to control it sometimes. It also means that you don't trust anybody. You trust your own instincts. You probably won't ever trust anybody. Somebody could have violated your trust when you were younger, so that's the way it are. But you are secretive, you're chaotic, you're fucking powerful, hell, sometimes you don't even let your own self in on what you got going on. And that I know that sounds crazy, but it's the truth. And you just like, because of all of that, like your intensity comes bursting forth sometimes, and it creates changes in your life, and it also creates changes in you. So you're never the same person. Like, somebody can meet you now and meet you in a year, and you'll be two completely different person, and it'll happen again. And like, but there's still this intensity that's central to who you are, and that's what keeps forcing you, because you go through these situations that force you to be different. Like in life, I mean, life is life or death for all of us, but for you, it's extremely like that. Like, you've been in so many life or death situations. You create life or death situations. You are a life or death situation, and you can speak life to a situation, or you can kill it. And you just have a dynamic sexual energy, bro. You think naked astrology would be a big hit, but you got to be naked too. But yeah, I like Ralph Transvent when it comes to New Edition. Cause he's really the true the true main singer. Bobby and Johnny Gill do their thing, but Ralph is the lead singer of New Edition. Yeah, I know you're gonna look. It ain't curiosity. Cause let me tell you something about this curiosity. Curiosity will kill the cat. This curiosity kills kitties for real. Hold up. When they say curiosity killed the cat, they was talking about me. Pluto in Scorpio in the 22nd degree of the 7th house. You have fucking crazy ass relationships. Crazy. I mean, you see all of that shit, and it happens over and over again. But the relationships that you're in, like, you change yourself from your relationships. Like, you see those relationships, after every one of those crazy ass relationships, you're a different person, and you see the stuff that you need to work on in your life, even if it was a crazy motherfucker, or it was a cheating motherfucker, or if it was a drug addict, or like, you just have those crazy ass relationships with people, those karmic relationships over and over and over again. But it's not karmic with that person, it's karmic with yourself. Like, the relationship is like offering you a cauldron to which you'll see things come to the surface that you need to work on with yourself. Y'all some freaks, man. Don't get me started, man. Shit. I'm trying to behave. Chief, I gotta call Chief to come here. Chief, come ground me. I gotta ground myself with my puppy. Chief. For real, so don't start me. Gonna fuck around and make my hernia pop out. Come here, Daddy. I'll take it out for you. Come here. He's my baby here. Come here. Just a second, I'm taking my dog's vest off. Come here. Get up here. Here's my baby. There he is. Yeah, let me ground myself with my dog, because this motherfucking coochie started calling me. And I'm an addict. I'm trying to behave. I'm trying to turn it over a new leaf. Don't be enticing me and tempting me. For real. Pluto and Libra in the 4th house. Your family, you're really tolerant because your family, you tolerate a lot of bullshit in your family, and you gotta, like, Get away from that. You got to develop your own view of life away from your family's view of things. Chiron and Cancer in the second house. You worry about your safety a lot. You know, you worry a lot, and you're emotional and you're insecure about your emotions, and you don't want nobody to leave you. So you got to learn how to value yourself more, learn to express yourself more honestly, and that'll help. That'll make you feel stronger in who you are, separate from what you have and separate from who's in your life. But yeah. What else? Who did I miss? Pluto and Sagittarius in the 12th house, 2nd degree. You're just like, you're always searching for something. You're unsettled. You won't settle down. You're restless, and you're always looking for something. But it's with you. You know it. You are it. Like what you're looking for is something that's you've always had with you, but you're always searching externally for it, and so it makes you have a restless nature. It makes your relationships bad. It makes your life adventurous, but it also makes it just makes you have a certain unsettledness in you. See, y'all ain't behaving. Y'all ain't behaving. And Jesus is watching. You gotta behave. It's the hat. Because, I mean, I'm the type, I can handle all of y'all. Let's get that twisted. I can handle all of y'all. All of y'all. I mean, that's what, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of caliber of an individual I am. Not just handle, satisfy. Satisfy. Stop doing me like that, though. Heather, you damn sure ain't ready. I know Mr. Parker ain't hitting that right. I have you hollering meatloaf. Y'all tripping. Ali Segler, they ain't behaving. Alice, you said your co-worker just told you have the energy of a 12-year-old boy. You thought it was a compliment. I bet it was. Jupiter in Virgo at 13 degrees. You're very particular. You're very intelligent. You know how to, do what works. You stick to what works, and that you can make money doing that. Like, you stick to what works, but you also sometimes, like, you could get more if you expected more. How do I feel about Will Smith being Popeye? I don't even know what you mean by that. Part of fortune at the 27th degree of Libra. Your people skills is what helps you make money. You got people skills and you're charming. Oh, you talking about he's a cuckold. Well, Will Smith has been. You can tell Will Smith been kind of fruity from back in the day, and I mean it is what it is. We don't judge anybody. It's not about your sexuality; it's about your spirituality. But you can tell Will Smith had a little extra twang to his saying since he was a young boy. You gotta pay attention to the signs. Even when you watch the show, Will had a little too much, wobble to his neck. His neck was a little loose. But nah, Carlton wasn't that zesty. You got Carlton fucked up. And there's nothing wrong with it. Will was zesty. Carlton wasn't zesty. Carlton was preppy. And he really had more swag and more gangster than Will the whole show. You see what happened when they was caught up. Carlton always let the gangster out. But yeah. Will didn't have that much gangster though. Yeah, y'all crazy. You talking about if you wear rose-colored glasses, all the red flags look like flags. Akash the rapper, I look like your daddy. Don't come on here calling yourself the rapper when you know I'll wreck you, homeboy. I'll straight wreck your shit. But I'm serious too, though. Your granny told you Will was your cousin. Your granny's a goddamn lie. I'm just playing. I shouldn't say that about your granny. But nah, for real. What your granny look like? Nah, well, I'm partial to the kitty. My dog got his balls chopped. He don't give a damn about no kitty. They made him a eunuch. He took it like a G though. He was good after one day. But he don't really care about no coochie. It's me. It's me. That's a connoisseur. Venus and Mars. Venus and Mars trying your Libra midheaven, big bro. Oh, you're calling me big bro. Venus and Mars trying your Libra midheaven. I mean, you got people skills. You talk very well. You're intelligent. I mean, with Mars there, like you think clearly. You're rational. Like all of that shit. Like you deal with people very well, and that helps you with, especially with it being Libra. We still here for another hour. Keep the questions coming. I gotta go in 1 hour though, for real. Damn, Sharon Crawford. Neptune and Capricorn in the 10th house. Shit, you got people underestimate you and you underestimate yourself, but you be getting caught up worried about what you gonna get out of a situation. Like, you gotta learn how to just do your thing regardless of how much you're gonna make or what you're gonna benefit from it. Because sometimes the benefit isn't material or it isn't apparent right then. It's something that has to develop over time. So you sell yourself short in that, and people project a certain image onto you that you sometimes play into, but once you do that, you limit yourself. See, that's not how it go with me. See, I got what they call a crazy spoon. Red Electric Skywalker. I know y'all say it's just a good time, not a long time, but what I have is it's more like a ladle. You hear me? And so you with that ladle, it stirs down in the pot, right? It gets down in that pot, and it just stirs all that crazy up. It's like, even if you want to just look at it as a spoon, it's like it's going to the bottom of that cup of yogurt and just stirring all that fruit at the bottom of the cup up, stirring all that fucking craziness up. When I put this thing on you, your life will never be the motherfucking same again. You want it's you'll be looking at everything and pale and trying to compare it to what I gave you, and like it'll just never be the same. I got several people I used to fuck with back in the day, and they're Christians now, but they forget every now and then, and I gotta remind them, no, you're a Christian now. I gotta tell her, no, you're a Christian. Like, you can't, don't do that. Like, you'll be okay, because they'll forget about their own relationship. They'll forget about their marriage, and just, you remember that time you did when we was, and I was like, look, baby, look. It's so kind. It's so kind for you to think fondly of me in that way, but that was just a moment in time. That right there was beautiful in that expression. But that time is on a different line now. And so, look, man, this is what happens, y'all. You just gotta be careful with me. I'll change your motherfucking life. I'll love you the right way. And it's just what I do. It's also that it's the astrology and the penitentiary, Pete. That's what you have to understand. It's the astrology because I know the knowledge and I know you and I'm able to apply it effectively. You know, this is me. I understand you and I want to help you. But it's also, I serve with the penitentiary favor. You understand? I spent some time of my life in a prison cell. And so I lay dick completely differently. For those of y'all that never had a convict before, you don't know. But for those of y'all that have had a convict, you understand. I just apply it in a whole different way. Yeah. But yeah, you gotta look at it like that. Sharon Crawford, I'm married. You gotta back off. But I'm not behaving right today. Just right now. I'm just entertaining thoughts though. But yeah. They on some freaky shit. The moon is at 27, 28 degrees Scorpio, and they're on some freaky shit. And Mercury and Venus, they ain't behaving. But yeah, we gotta be careful. If you ain't ever been digged down by a convict before, you be careful. Be careful. Yeah. I got the type of dick that comes with a criminal record. And that shit there right there, it hits different. Let's just say that. Look, double A is just trying to learn about astrology. Shit. God damn, y'all don't want to act right. And double A is just trying to learn about astrology. God damn. Chiron opposite Juno. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's all I can say about that one. Like, Chiron opposite Juno. I would say that you have some lessons separate to learn from your relationships. But learning to balance the healing that you need to do for yourself and what you need to do for your relationship or what you need in a relationship is a big thing with that. It's going to cause some issues in your life. What's up, Love 12? They in here tripping. Oh, appreciate the Cash App, Love Maslin. You ain't see me at no motherfucking truck stop. I don't even leave my house. You ain't see me at no truck stop. You might have been at the truck stop doing what you do, but you didn't see me at no motherfucking truck stop. Stop playing. Y'all done went crazy, man. Am I blushing? Yeah, you know I'm light skinned. I might start blushing. Yeah, y'all on some freaky shit. But y'all ain't ready though. If you want the link for the hub, you got to show me you want the link for the hub. Let me try to instigate. But yeah. If you want the link, you gotta have to work for it. And double A is just trying to learn about astrology. Shit. Look. Double A is just trying to learn about astrology, man. Sagittarius on the 8th house cusp. You want all that hidden knowledge. You're in search for deep truths. And you're willing to take it as far as it takes to get it. Yeah, man. Y'all stop fucking with double A, man. Y'all crazy, man. Double A just trying to learn about some motherfucking astrology. Shit. Y'all on some freaky shit. But don't stop being on the freaky shit. Don't stop. Just know double A is here. For real. Yeah. I started spitting that knowledge back to back the way I was, and that shit flipped the switch in some of y'all. Y'all ain't seen me do that in a while, when I just go to answer them questions like that the way I was, the way that I do. You forgot I'm a bad motherfucker. Knowledge is sexy. And you can't get gray hairs in your beard like this unless you eat coochie real good. Like you don't get. Yeah. Only good coochie eaters get that salt and pepper like that. But for real, you see that right there? Sauce Walker, Capricorn in the 10th house. I mean, you're about something. You're proud of who you are. You want to achieve something in your life. You ain't got a lot of time for bullshit, but you do separate. You want to keep your private life and your public life separate from each other, or your professional life and your private life separate from each other. But yeah. Yeah. But for real though, y'all ain't on it though. Yeah, but you came in late. You don't understand they instigating it. But yeah, you can't get it though, for real. You can't get that salt and pepper, that perfect salt and pepper like I got right here. That comes from eating coochie good. That's coochie juice. When the coochie juice comes down right there, it changes the pigment of the follicle. You hear me? It's like wisdom. It comes in it's like stripes. You know how you become a silverback gorilla? You know how there's lots of male gorillas in the gorilla tribe. In the troop of gorillas, there's lots of male gorillas, but only the silverback turns silverback. His dominance actually genetically changes his hair into silver on his back. And so I've reached a level of command of the coochie that my gray hairs just started kicking in right here, just right here in these spots right here. I don't have any gray hairs anywhere else, but just right here, right there. That's the truth. Separate from the astrology, I'm telling y'all something about how life really goes. You know, the type where you gotta put it to the edge of the bed and get down on your knees while you right there, while it's on the edge of the bed. Really just keep hands right here and push everything back so you can just get in there and, you understand, clean your plate while you do the Khmer motion right here. You get that Khmer motion up in that thing. And you hear what they call a guttural sound. A guttural sound. It's something that comes. It's an uncontrollable sound. It's not something that they meant to make. It just it's like you're almost and then it happens. No, I don't want nothing. I'm just helping. I'm explaining y'all knowledge. I'm just giving y'all knowledge. I don't want nothing. I don't want nothing. Shit. Shut up. Get back to answering the questions about astrology. Can we get back to the astrology? Jesus is watching. I'm trying to help you. It wasn't, but I just, yeah. It was something else. Pardon me. No. You got to do that commuter motion while you focusing on that pearl tongue. That means while you're, you know what I'm saying, that man in the boat. I'm not going to say the anatomically correct name, but when you are focusing on that little man in the boat, as they call it, on that pearl tongue, while you're orally focused on that and sucking on it and massaging with your tongue at the same time, what you're going to do is insert and then do a come hither motion. Do a come here with these two middle fingers like that. Just tell it come here. And what you're gonna feel is a portion of tissue that feels like the roof of your mouth. It has ridges on it, and you'll feel it up there in the top of it right there. And what you do is you hit those ridges. What you do is hit those ridges. You hit those ridges at the top, and when you hit that ridge and you on that thing is, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you understand? I'm just telling you. I've been doing this since way back in the early 2000s. The squirting shit just became popular. It's funny that Neptune and Pisces made squirt, and now everybody pissing on everybody. But it's even beyond that. You know what I'm saying? I have life-changing abilities. That's the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's Scorpio moon, so I'm putting y'all, this is a vibe. It's fine. We can talk about it. And Jupiter is about teaching and shit. You know what I'm saying? But and Taurus energy in its own right is about tasting. But look, I'm telling you straight up like that. When you while you focusing on that man in the boat and you hitting that, and see, what you got to do is take them beyond. Yes, you got to take them beyond mere orgasm. They're gonna squirm and try to, but you gotta hold on it right there. You got that hold on it right there. Don't move. No, you ain't going nowhere. Instead of you gotta intensify. You gotta get up in there for real now. And once you get up in there for real now, you know what I'm saying, it takes them beyond control. It takes you to a true release. And then once you got that, it's over with. Because then you bring... Yeah, you hold, but you hold it in. You doing that, you already got your hand up here. But yes, but then after that, that's when you bring your partner. And I'm not talking about another individual. I'm talking about, that's when you bring that thing, that hammer into the game. And then you drop the gavel of the gods. That's where, right after that is, after you done got that right there, you done already, see, the fact of the matter is you got to make sure you get that out of the way. Because there's going to be certain instances where unless you have taken some type of substance, you might not be able to withstand all of that. So what you got to do is come through and drop that gavel of the gods after that. And that doesn't mean you have to be forceful. What you have to do is learn how to be gently rough. And see, that's a concept that a lot of us as males we feel it's about it's about asserting yourself as gently as possible. That doesn't mean don't hurt them or don't handle them, but because you're still a motherfucking man, you want to handle it. But I can't give you no more. I'm a Mars in Capricorn. I have the Black Moon Lilith in Gemini in the 8th house. I'm a learned man. Yeah. D-Town Queen B, good afternoon to you. No, but it's been that good for them. I cry anyway. No, it ain't been that good for them. I'm too busy doing work. This work for me. Like I said, I'm a Mars in Capricorn. I'm too busy. I ain't doing no crying. I'm putting in work. I'm handling my motherfucking business. But I have had criers. I've had laughers. I had a Gemini chick that as soon as she reached climax, she just bust out laughing. At the first time it happened, it pissed me smooth the fuck off. As a Mars and Capricorn, it pissed me like, I know you're not laughing. Sarah Tarani, how you doing? Hey, Mia got Venus in the 8th, so she like that type of shit too. It's the type of time we on today. But yeah, you gotta be willing to clean your plate. See, I was a little kid. When I was a little kid, I was the type that was always the king of the clean plate club. You understand that? My mom was so proud of me. I was just, you know what I'm saying? I was the clean plate club. You understand? I lick my plate clean. But yeah, I had a giggler. We grew to understand each other. She was living in the projects. I got Venus in the 10th house. I couldn't stay in the projects for very long. I wanted to go home. See, I was cheating. And she stayed in the project. This is when I was real young. And I had a girl that hustled hard and did her thing. Then I had a little project chick that I used to go mess with in the projects. And like, she was cool, but she was giggling and she was in the projects. So at some time I had to make a decision that, you know what, this right here ain't got no future to it. I'm talking about, you know, one that gets nauseous when she comes. Shit, I don't know, bro. You drop some hormones in her. No, I understand what the laugh means, and I love it now. But at that time, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I had to figure it out. It took time for us to figure it out with each other. But she got that giggle the first time, and I'm serious about this dick. You understand? I had to say it to her, like, I know you ain't laughing after I just put I done put all this on you. Like that. You know what I'm saying? I had already seen her climax and release, and I got the impression that was not, you know what I'm saying, that was something that was not staged. So beyond that, it still opened up another possibility that, yeah. Hey, I have to do a midpoint series, but yeah, soon, young God. I know how to work with the middle. You understand? I know how to work that middle. Can you work the middle? Nah, I ain't never came just by eating. Not me. I might have. Matter of fact, now I think about it, I have. Like, by me eating it, like, I wanted it so bad, I probably have. But yeah, we'll do a series on the midpoints eventually. I mean, if you're working with composite charts in any way, you're doing midpoints anyway. That's the truth for that. if you're working with composites, missing points. We knew Miss Colston was a freak. She got all that Taurus energy. We knew she was a freak, just waiting to get freaky. What's the difference between composite charts and synastry? A composite chart is made of midpoints. It's like if the midpoint of our suns creates this sun, the midpoints of our moons creates this moon. And so you're taking the energy that y'all's energy makes together. Where a synastry chart is taking y'all's energies and comparing them to each other. And seeing the aspects and the tensions and the energetic significance is made between y'all's energy. The composite chart is taking y'all's energy and making new energy together. What does y'all's energy together create?
I don't care what anyone says. There is nothing more embarrassing than walking.
Can you tell if a woman likes women by her chart? Yeah. In some instances, you can get you can't just tell outright, but you can get a good guess that that's something that they're into. Yeah. Alternative lifestyles and different sexual tastes can definitely be explained or be seen in the chart. I can also see, I've seen this before. I can also see when a woman or a man, and mostly I see this more in women, when they are claiming to be gay, but they really like men too still. Or where a man is down low. I can see that easily. Which zodiac sign is the most sexually experimental? Aquarius. Gemini and Aquarius. About what? What you want to be told about? I can identify my parents' signs in my chart because my chart falls exactly like that. My moon is my mom. My mom is a Pisces sun, Leo moon. My moon is in Pisces in the 5th house. My dad is my dad. His moon's in Capricorn. My Mars is in Capricorn in my 4th house. Capricorn rules my 4th house. My dad has been abusive in my life, or not even just abusive, but he's been a bad influence in my life. And he's a Gemini. My Black Moon Lilith is in Gemini in the 8th house. So yeah, you can see the parents. DL placements, Aquarius moon. With men, you see those dudes with Aquarius moons and them Aquarius placements, especially when it's like Lilith or the moon or some, I wouldn't say Venus, but Lilith or the moon. You can look at a dude who probably would prefer to go both ways if it was accepted publicly. Is Capricorn the most intense sexually? They can be one of the most intense, but I would say Scorpio is the most intense sexually. But Capricorn is one of those energies that, like, because Capricorn takes everything so serious, they take sex serious too, and they need that. So yeah. But yeah, Aquarius moons a lot of the time are on the DL. I have a whole video on Aquarius moons. Go watch the video I have, September Joy. Their feelings feel foreign to them. They have feelings, but they don't really know what to do with them. They don't really understand them. They really don't deal with them. They're just there, and they're kind of detached, and they treat everybody the same. And so like if they're a good person, they're good to everybody. It's not because they love you personally. And there's just stuff about them that's different that they have a hard time coming to terms with. No, we're talking about Aquarius moons being on the DL. Tina Claire Marie, you said you have Lilith in the moon and Aquarius in the first house, and you also have Sun in, Mercury, Mars in the 10th house. You're so straight, but girls approach you. I hear you. You showed him what? That strap? You put that strap on him? God damn, he let you strap him? No. 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 Red Electric Skywalker, you said you have Aries in Venus and Mars in Gemini. You're probably fake gay. Yeah. You just like to talk and flirt. But you could go bi. It's more bi if it's Gemini. Sun, Mercury, Mars, and Scorpio. I mean, you're sexual. I wouldn't like, but you're very specific about what turns you on and what doesn't turn you on. So yeah. I hear you. I hear you. I can dig it. Hey, y'all gotta excuse me for a second. I'll be right back. My bad. I had to go check my door. Yeah, I'm sorry. Has anybody had couples approach them? Yeah, I've had couples approach me. I've had a dude say he wanted to be in there. Said, nah, man, I can't do that, man. I ain't like you can't. I ain't with the watching shit. You know what I'm saying? My kink stops where? Y'all had an explosive banana. What the fuck? Y'all crazy. But yeah, I had a couple that once, you know what I'm saying, wanted me to smash the wife. But the husband wanted to watch, you know what I'm saying? I just, you know, I couldn't let that happen unless they paid me. And they thought the experience was worth it. And I'm like, nah, man, like, come on, man. You ain't gonna be watching my booty without giving me, you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? I've had some threesomes and fun. I had a fivesome. You understand? I had a fivesome one time. It was me and four ladies, and I handled my motherfucking bit. I was on drugs, but I handled my business. You know what I'm saying? I was on some ecstasy and some cocaine, but how would I characterize Mars and Gemini in the bedroom? Very handsy. Very handsy. But yeah. Mars and Gemini probably a switch. A switch. I can dig it, ladies. But it's not yours, it's mine. D-Town Queen B ain't fucking around. But nah, for real though, it was a fun time. You know what I'm saying? A little foursome. You know what I'm saying? The weird part of it was two of them were sisters, and so it didn't bother me. But the thought after the fact, like during the time, I was cool. But now that I'm grown, I'm like, damn, they were sisters. Like they was on some real freaky shit. Them country girls be freaky than a motherfucker. See, I had like a pipeline. It was like a pussy pipeline, to be honest with you, because I worked. I was a rapper, and we lived in, which is still a smaller city, but in Abilene, Texas. But there's a little town called MeRcUrY, Texas, which is like, it's not like a suburb, but it's like 10 minutes outside of Abilene. 15 minutes. It was kind of like a little, but Abilene is not big enough to have suburbs unless you talk about Wiley. But anyway, it's like a little pipeline. So I knew a whole bunch of chicks in that little town, and I'm the only person that could get weed, and I was for them, and I was the rapper, and I was, you know what I'm saying? I was the dude. So like there was a whole like little clique of them that I ran through, you know what I'm saying? And they ran through me, and we shared, and I went with, you know what I'm saying? I would date with one or two of them, and then I would be messing around with another two or three of them, and then they had an auntie that wanted to fuck around with me, and so I had a whole little pipeline, you understand? It was a whole little pipeline, a pussy pipeline. Oh, my 20s. Actually, that was when I was 19. I started out when I was 18, 19. When I was 18, 19, 20, until I went to prison, like, oh man, I was into some real crazy sexual shit. But yeah, it was like a pipeline. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I just always knew a lot of girls. And so, like, even back then, like when I was a gangbanger and shit, like the OGs and shit, the old trick, and we call them tricks. The OGs would be like, "Hey, tell Superman," which was my nickname in the hood back then. They'd be like, "Tell Superman, tell Superman to if he can bring some girls, if he knows some girls that'll come." And so I always, you know what I'm saying, they had these little parties at motels and shit in the middle of the night and shit. So I would bring, you know what I'm saying, I would bring girls. And we would go and have, you know what I'm saying, I had the pipeline to the MeRcUrY girls, to the country, to the little country town. Little country town girls that was down for anything. Hey, we got all types of people here. I've been a gigolo at a point in time in my life. And even when I wasn't a gigolo, I also actually was a real pimp at one time, which I'm not proud of. Definitely not proud of. Because once I had daughters, I looked at things from a different perspective. But before I had my daughter, I did some pimping. Which really is just being a manager. You realize like you're managing. It depends on what type you are, but it was more like being managing things for them and till they realize they don't need it. Shit. So when you know what I'm saying, like I just like it was my next door neighbor. Yeah, I used to pimp my next door neighbor. But then she got on drugs, and once you get on drugs, like you can have that, but once she got on drugs, the drugs were now pimping her. So she would become what they call a renegade because um well, basically because she does what she wants. She's gonna do it, even though she's supposed to be doing this and this. Like y'all have an arrangement or whatever. She's gonna, if there's drugs involved, she's gonna do stuff outside of that arrangement, which brings down the value of y'all's arrangement. But I mean, it wasn't cool. You know, I've done a lot of stuff I wasn't proud of. Like I said, I also was a gigolo in my own right. There was times where my homeboy, basically, like he put me in charge with somebody that was gonna pay me to fuck him. And I mean, there was times where you know, and that's the thing when they say, oh, a pimp will sell his ass too. That maybe that, you know, maybe that is true. Maybe that is true. No, when I was When I was like 16, my best friend named Lafayette. When I was like 16, my best friend Lafayette, he approached me. Crazy, I don't know how Lafayette knew all these crazy people, but he just knew different people. Like, Lafayette put me into so much pussy, it didn't even make no sense. But he knew how I was. He knew how girls felt about me because the way I looked or whatever back then, you know, because my teeth were all great then. But besides that, I was me. But Lafayette approached me, and this is my best friend. He was like, "Hey, cuz, I got this, I got this white girl." And I mean, that doesn't matter because I like everything. But he was like, "Man, I got this white girl who she lives in a group home. She lives in a girls' home, only girls. But she comes back." He said she comes back to visit her grandparents for spring break and for the weekends. I mean, not for the summer and for spring break. Pardon me. And he was like, "She's here. It's spring break." He said she's here. He said she'll pay us $100 a piece if you just come out there and dick her down. And I'm like, "What?" And I'm like, "Man, she must be ugly." And I didn't care anyway. I was like, "I'm gonna do it." I was like, "Yeah, I'll do it." But he was like, "No, she look good." She was like, she just don't know nobody and she can't go nowhere. I was like, "How do you know her?" He's like, "I was in juvenile with her." He's like, "I was in juvenile with her." And I was like, "For real?" He's like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Watch tonight. She gonna pay for us a cab till we get over there. Uh, when we get over there, she gonna give you money. She gonna give me money, and then she gonna pay for our cab to leave whenever we leave, and we gonna chill and smoke some weed and everything. She gonna have some weed and everything." And I was like, "Dang, for real?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "She's rich, bro. She got some swimming pool inside of her house. Like it's huge, bro. Like we got a kids out in the boonies." And I was like, "Damn." And so basically, he paid me, and we dipped out, and I got there. We messed around. She was a good looking girl, whatever. We messed around. She paid me $100, paid him $100, and I mean, this is when I was just 16. Paid for us a cab, smoked weed until her grandfather caught us there. And then we all had to run and shit. But we caught a cab and went home. I never seen her or heard from her again. Never seen her or heard from her again after that. I don't even remember her name. Shit. But that started that, like seeing the money for it. Yeah, that was from Texas hospitality, but for real. Her racist ass grandpa caught us in there. And so we had to run. It changed, but yeah, that shit was crazy. But then eventually later on, like, you know what I mean? Like you run into situations, or I ran into situations where, you know, it just naturally evolved into a like a pimping situation until I realized how wrong and exploitive that shit is. And when I realized how stupid it is, the concept of it, even though some people need a manager and all that shit, and much as I love, you know what I'm saying, I play around and liking the concept of pimping and shit, the fact of the matter is, like, when they just need to realize they don't need your ass. Like, the motherfucker don't need your ass. And the motherfuckers might need protection in certain instances, but if they were operating in the right arenas, they would have never need you as a pimp. And so you start to realize that, like, and once you get to a certain point in the development of money, they don't need you. Like they don't need you. Only if you're selling it in a place, or they're operating in a place that's unsafe, would they ever need you. But yeah. You crazy, man. Electric Skywalker. You need me to help you manage it, baby. See, I can't do that these days because first I need to make sure that it's a quality product. Yeah. Y'all crazy. Which story? Which story, Cheryl? I mean, some people ain't meant to fall in love. I can see that where you didn't fall in love with anybody. Oh, you talking about Mario? I have Mario. Mario is a little gay dude, and sometimes he would do stuff with women just like to show, like I don't know, like he's like to prove a point. But we lived in the same apartments, and I used to sell weed to him. And like I'd be over there, and every now and then Mario would try me, or he would just do some shit. Like I go to the door, I go knock on the door, and he'll open up the door and just a little speedo on, just nothing. He's a little he's real short, but he's like a real muscular dude, like some of them tend to be, and he's just like real fucking flamboyantly gay, and fucking he open up the door, he just sitting there in that little fucking speedo, and he's like, come in, and I'm like, bro, go put some clothes on before I come in, and he'll prance. He'll prance into the room and shit, like, and I was like, Mario. And so on this particular occasion, I go in there and I go to Mario's house, and Mario comes out the room. He's all happy and proud. He's like, hey, I got a girl in there. He showed me the girl. He's like, look, see, he's like, I told you I'm not just gay. And I was like, okay, bro, like that's not my business. And like he's like, bro, I'm just a freak. And I was like, and then he looked me in my eye real tough, and he like put his hand on my hand, and he was like, are you just a freak? But he said it so fucking like serious, like looked me straight dead in my eyes, like as far as he could look into my eyes, and said, are you just a freak? And I was like, bro, I'm not that freaky. I said, bro, I'm not that freaky. I just came to drop off this weed. I'm finna go, bro. Like, we're not. He's like, you don't want to play the game? Talking about Madden on the PlayStation or something. And I'm like, nah, I didn't want to play that shit. I'm not, like, hell no, I'm not that type of freak, Mario. But yeah, fucking Mario. From Sulphur Springs, Texas, little Mario. But this motherfucker, yeah, this motherfucker had nothing. He came out, he just showed me the girl, and he came in there like he's trying to trick me. Like he's trying to beat me in there with both of them or something. He was like, I told you, I'm not just gay, I'm just a freak. And he just put his hand on my hand and looked me in my eye real deep and said, are you just a freak? Hell no. I said, no, bro, I'm not that freaky. I said as straight face as I could, like, bro, I'm not that freaky. No, I'm not that freaky, man. For real, bro. Shit. No, I don't know what I don't know what he wanted, but he was just trying me. He tried me a lot of times. He was cool. Like I played the game with him sometimes. Like not the game, like the gay game, but like the video game. I would play PlayStation with him sometimes, and smoke weed with him. But like every now and then you had to like tell him like you're not like, bro, stop trying to push the envelope. Like stop trying me. Like, bro, just stop. Like go put some fucking clothes on. Don't come in here and just no underwear, butt ass naked, like with the thong, like a Speedo thong where only thing covered up is your piece, bro. Like go with your little muscles all out, tight little ass and shit. Like, bro, get the fuck out of here. Like like Mario, you know what I'm saying? And I like he did it so often, like you had to ask yourself, like, does he sense something in me? Yeah, you just had to tell him like, Mario, stop playing, bro. Like, stop trying me. He ain't the most aggressive. When I was going to my pre-release unit, when I was in prison, right? I'll tell this one story and then I gotta go, y'all. I'm gonna tell one more story and then I can answer a couple questions. But Mario, besides Mario, like when I was in the pen, I think I told y'all this story. I used to work at what's called the back gate. I was a trustee, and I worked at the back gate of the penitentiary, which means I basically I was the one that opened the gate for any buses or any crops that came in, anything that came into the prison. I was a trustee, so I was the one that controlled the gate to the whole prison. So the prison couldn't even open unless I opened that gate, and so everything's locked down. And I opened that gate. I let chain buses in, which has more inmates. I let trucks in to go bring supplies. I let the inmates go out to go to the fields. I let them back in. I hold the gate while the people count them. When they come in with truckloads full of crops, or when the Bluebell ice cream dude comes, I let him in and he gives me ice cream and all this shit. So I work at the back gate, and I also took all the trash out of the unit. So they would take all the trash. They put all their trash in the back of the unit. Then I would go get all of the trash every morning when I went to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. I go get all of the trash, take all of the trash off the unit. I go get all of the slop from the kitchen, which all of the slop is just like the food that they didn't eat and all the nasty food. And we would go take this slop and I would carry it out on these big trash barrels, these big 40-gallon barrels or whatever, or 50-gallon barrels. And we'd take them out and I would take them up. I would take them with the dolly and I would take them up this trailer and I would dump them in the slop thing, a big slop bin where we dumped all the slop. And then I would also go get all of the boxes from the unit and I would go throw all the boxes, so all the cardboard, I would take them to the cardboard presser. And I was such a trustee, I could leave and walk out of the prison. But I was real swole. Like, I have muscles now a little bit, but I was really muscular. Like, really, I was in prison, so I was really fucking swole. And it was summertime, so all I wore was like a coverall. I wore like a onesie coverall with the sleeves cut out, and I'd have it open and shit. So I'd be all swole and sweating and glistening and shit. And right adjacent, or like catty corner from that back gate, is the segregated recreation yard. And there's on that segregated recreation yard is all of the trans people, all of the men that had male genitalia but they had breastitis or they identified as a woman, or all of them. So that whole fucking rec yard is right there. And so most of the time they don't, they mind their business, I mind my business. But there's a SSI, which is a janitor. The janitor that works out there is a really gay dude named Eat 'em Up. Like that, I don't know his real name. That's what they called him, Eat 'em Up. Swear to God, his name is Eat 'em Up. And he's a Hispanic gay dude, really flamboyant. And he be out there and he you know what I'm saying? I'd be out there working and sweeping and cleaning up the back gate or working the back gate, and he'd just be watching me. And then he starts talking to me. He said, "Hey," he'd be like, "Hey, my name's Eat 'em Up," and you know what I'm saying? I'd just ignore him. And then so one day, one of my good friends on the unit was the officer barber, so he cut all the police's hair. He ran the barber shop on the unit, and all of the cops would come in there and he cut their hair for him. And so me and him were going to work. We're the only trustees in our pod, and so we can leave and come as we go. Like, we can just get up and walk to the door and say, "Hey, we're going to work," and they'll let us go to work. They'll just let us, or we want to say we'll go to chow, and we don't have to wait for the rest of the dorm because we're trustees. We can just go to chow, or we can just go to work, which it's still prison, but we had a certain amount of privilege. And so we're going to work, and as we're going to work, Eat 'em Up runs up to the fence. We're walking along the fence, he's going to his job at the barbershop. I'm going to my job at the back gate. Eat 'em Up runs to the fence and starts talking to us. He's like, "Hey, what's up?" And Eddie, who's the officer barber, he's like, "Eat 'em Up." He's like, "This is my partner Abilene," which is where I'm from. That's just what they're labeling me, because there wasn't anybody else from Abilene there. He said, "This is my partner Abilene. When you see Abilene, speak to him." And I'm like, "Nah, don't do that shit." And she's like, "Okay." And he's like, "Eat 'em Up. Abilene, Abilene, one of them ones." And I don't know what the fuck. I'm like, "No, I'm fucking not." And he's just playing, but this is what you do. He's setting me up for failure. And so now every time I come out with my dorm, it's not just when I'm at work. When I'm going to work, Eat 'em Up runs to the fence. "Abilene, what? Oh my God!" You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you? And I'm like, man, eat them up, leave me alone. You know what I'm saying? It becomes like, eat them up is playing and shit, but and they're just running up and approaching me. But I'm just like, man, leave me alone, man. And so anytime I come out with my dorm too, though, now it got them looking at me crazy because I come out with a whole dorm full of inmates. So it just be me and everybody else, and we're going to chow at night. And Eat 'em Up comes running to the fence, Abilene, and I'm like, man, they like, how do you know Eat? I'm like, man, I don't know that motherfucker, man. Stop playing, like, you know, I don't get down like that, bro. But this fucking Eddie done did that shit. And so every time I come out there, fucking Eat 'em Up runs to the fucking fence. And then they also be over there playing handball. And they'll knock the handball over they'll purposely knock the handball over the fence. And then they'll call me because I'm the trustee and I can get outside of the gate. They'll be like, Abilene, can you get that ball for us? And so I'll go over there and eat them up, and the other trans people come up with their titties all out and shit, and just run like, bro, leave me alone, like. And I'm like, man, I'll throw the fucking ball over the fence, and I'm like, hey, man, like, y'all chill. And then I'll be out there working out, or I'll be working, and I'll have, you know what I'm saying, I'll have my shirt off or something, and they be like, Abilene, and I whistling and shit, and that shit just, it just like and what's fucked up about me is I love attention. So I hate the shit that is happening, but I'm also like, it's me. And so I'm like, man, what the fuck? And so I remember one of those distinct times as I'm out there, Eat 'em Up is standing out there with another one. There's another, and it's usually just Eat 'em Up when he's cleaning up, but there's another one like he's training them to do janitor work out there. And so this is it's Eat 'em Up who's really slim and skinny, and then there's this big chubby, really flamboyant. You know, it's not you know, whatever they want to identify, but it's a man. We're in a male prison. And so Eat 'em Up is just screaming, Abilene, Abilene. And I'm like, what? And when I say what, Eat 'em Up says, this is my sister. Her name is Kitty Cat. And I just, after that, I had to go up to the fence. When we were walking back, I went up, I said, Eat 'em Up, man. Don't be approaching me like, you know, you don't know me like that. I don't know you like that. I know you're just being nice or whatever you're doing, but like, come on, man. Like, you don't know me, so stop playing with me like that. I had to assert myself, and you know, I'm not even a mean person, but I had to eventually say like, hey, Eat 'em Up, like, stop, like, you making these people think you know me, like, you don't fucking know me, so stop, stop, like, stop. And so, in another instance, there's another gay dude that runs the laundry, and I don't know his name, but every time I went to the laundry, he would run up to the motherfucking fence. And or the little hole, the window where they gave me my laundry, and I say, hey man, I want some tight whites. Tight whites means I want starched clothes, which not everybody allowed to get those, but I'm allowed to get them because I'm a trustee. And I'm like, man, I want some starched, fresh, brand new clothes. And so he would bring me fresh, brand new clothes every time. And I mean, I can see him looking at me, but that don't bother me because he's giving me clothes. I don't give a fuck. You know, he's behind the fucking door. I've never seen him. I've never seen him on the unit. I've never seen him anywhere but at laundry. And he works at the laundry window. I don't know his name. When I go up to the window, he has some really nice Versace glasses. And I go up there, and I had Versace glasses too. So we were the only people on that unit that had Versace glasses. And so he would come up, and he would give me he'd give me whatever I want, and you know, smile at me and all that other shit. Well, what ended up happening was the worst thing that could happen. I didn't work out. I didn't lift weights. I did push-ups. But what happened was the worst thing that could happen. And it finally became my time to leave that unit, which is called catch and chain. And so what happened is they call me. They bring me a red bag. That means I'm going to my pre-release unit. I'm getting moved and that was a transfer unit. So either you're going to a pre-release unit or you're getting transferred to a main ID unit. And that's what was happening to me. I was going from a transfer facility, which you can only be in for the first 2 years, into a big, real main prison. And so I'm getting, which was really a trustee camp. So they're sending me to Clemens unit. And so I'm going on an 8-hour trip. A 9-hour trip from the top of Texas in the Panhandle to down by the border. I'm going down to Brazoria County, which is by Houston. And so, what is you dying? Are you saying I'm dying? Goddamn, that's scary. I hope not, but everybody is. Don't come on here and speak deaf into me, speak life. But what happened with Eat 'em Up is not Eat 'em Up. What that dude is when I'm going to catch chain. When you catch on the chain bus, you're chained to another inmate. You go, they count you up, and everybody else is catching chain. You're chained to somebody, and you're gonna be chained to them for the duration of the trip. And that means you're gonna go, you're gonna be chained to them for about 4 hours, then you're gonna get to another unit, and y'all are gonna stay the night at that unit. And y'all, whoever you're chained to is your cellmate for that night. Y'all are gonna get put into an individual cell, and it's just y'all two sleeping in there for the night. In the morning, y'all get woke up, y'all catch the chain bus again and go to wherever you're going. Well, when it came to getting chained up, guess who the fuck I'm chained up to? This motherfucking dude from the laundry. As soon as he sees me, his eyes light up. As soon as he sees me, his eyes light up. And I'm like, damn. And they chain us together. I'm like, damn. And he's so fucking happy. He's just talking to me and telling me. And I'm just like, man, this mother. Because you can't fight on the chain bus. You can't fight. If you fight on the chain bus, there's about 40 inmates on the chain bus and 2 officers. One's driving, one is in the back with the shotgun. If you do anything unruly on that chain bus where it's going to set some shit off on that chain bus, you're going to get shot. And so I'm chained up to him immediately. Boom. As soon as we get chained up, he's smiling and he's talking to me and I'm ignoring him and shit. And then as soon as we get on the bus, he just starts jugging at me. Yeah, I'm in prison. You're chained to somebody. We're chained at our legs and our arm. Our right hands were chained to each other and our right feet were chained to each other. And so as we get on the bus, he's like, as soon as we get on the bus, he just starts jugging at me like, hey man, like, oh, you so fine. I hope you know that I always give you all them fresh because you so fucking fine. And I like, man, like starts telling me that I'm going to my pre-release, but he's going to Huntsville to be released, which is, it's on the way. So he's telling the streets like, I'm going to my ID unit. I'm not getting released. And he was like, okay, well, I'm going to Huntsville. I'm getting out on Monday. And I'm like, all right. He's like, let me take care of you. He's like, we're going to have to stay the night together tonight. And he's like, let me take care of you. He's like, if you just listen to me, like when I get out, I'll send you money. I'll do it. And I'm like, man, leave me the fuck alone. I'm like, hey bro. And then I just realized he's not stopping. And he was like, man, he said, I just love dick and fucking dick in my mouth and fucking up my, and just balls. And I'm like, I said, hey bro, I finally got mad. I said, hey bro, I'm not with that fucking shit, bro. Like I don't really care. We're on this bus together. But I'm telling you now, you can say whatever the fuck you want. Just do not fucking touch me. And what's even worse is there's a bathroom on the bus. So if you have to go to the bathroom, I have to go up and take him with me to go pee. Like he's chained with me while I'm peeing. I'm chained to him while he's peeing. Like we have to let each other pee. We have to say, hey bro, I gotta pee. And then we get up together. We go to the bathroom. You use your free hand to hold your dick and you pee. And so I'm just thinking like he's steadily applying that pressure. Like he's steadily applying pressure to when we got to the unit, which was about 4 or 5 hours away. Clemens unit, Bill Clements unit. When we got there, which was in Amarillo, when we got there, they're putting us in the cells, and everybody's getting celled up with the person they're chained to. So I'm thinking I'm finna be stuck in here with him all fucking night, and like, oh man, the last thing when we come off these chains, like I'm gonna have to beat his ass, cause like if I don't, like what's gonna happen? And so, and I mean he's a little bitty dude, but it does like this motherfucker like had professed his fucking love and like just done some really nasty freaky shit. And like I didn't want to be in that position. I still had years left on my sentence. Like I just didn't want to be in that position no matter what. Like to have to hurt him or to even test my sexuality like that or any of that shit. I didn't want to be in that position. Like being in that cell with him all night, like, man, like, hell no, like. And so I actually got saved by the graces because I was a trustee. So when they were calling everybody else to put them in the cell with their cellie, when it came to me, they were like, Turner, step out, and I stepped out, and because I was the only trustee, I actually got to go to the trustee tank. Like God saved me. Like I got to go and go to they had to stay in cells all night. I got to actually go onto that prison and go and stay the night with the real, like on a dorm where they were walking around and going to rec and eating and going to chow because because I because I'm a trustee. So I got to go to their trustees. But yeah, I didn't see any. The main unit I was on, you're not around anybody like that because they're separated. But over there on that, like that shit was crazy. Like that motherfucker was jugging. He was on some extra shit. Nah, he wouldn't save my ass. That dude was a bottom. It didn't save my ass literally. It say, I mean, like he didn't want to do it with me like that. He wanted me to do stuff to him. Like he wanted to, like that motherfucker was begging me to suck my dick. Like without me being, I mean that's being crude, but like seriously, it was like begging me to put his mouth on me, like, and everything else. Like nah, like hell no. But yeah, that shit was crazy. Stupid. It just saved the situation. It straight up saved the situation. Cause I would have, like, if we would have been in there and he kept trying me, I would have had to put my hands, because people could hear. It's not even just because myself because you're not like, because I wouldn't beat nobody up for their sexuality. I don't care. I don't have a problem with anybody's sexuality. I just don't get down like that. But I mean, in that situation, like it can get to a point where you have to do something, or where that motherfucker might fuck around and talk you into that shit. Like you don't know. You don't know, like that's serious. Like you don't, like I did not want to, and I'm straight as an arrow, but I didn't want to be in that position because, like, I just didn't want to, like, hell no, like, there's no telling how that would have turned out. No, the guards wouldn't hear. The guards aren't in there. The guards could not hear what he was saying, and it doesn't matter. They was laughing. The people around laughing like, God damn, this motherfucker crazy. And you don't know how, like, prison is not as gay as girl prison is. Male prison isn't as gay as girl prison is. But when I was on what they call a diagnostic unit, like, I seen how a lot of niggas are. Like, there's a 2-story tier. When a tier means rows. So we get put in a 2-story dorm where there's a top row and the bottom row. And so there's 17 row and 18 row. And so I got put on 17 row as we get put in, but on 18 row, there's all of the right below us, on the same dorm, but right below us is all of these really, really feminine gay guys. And like, or trans. And so they're right below us. And so as soon as we get there, and this is a transfer unit, so it's a diagnostic and a transfer unit. So you're not going to be there for more than a week or more than 3 weeks. You'll be there for maybe 3 weeks. So the stuff that happens there is like, it's like one of them places like where what happens there stays there. And so you seen a lot of fucking dudes, like as soon as them guards went out and them lights went off, them dudes was trying to throw kites, which is letters, and they was talking to them dudes down there and messing with them and trying to find ways to get get out of place, which means go in their cells or get those dudes to come in the cells with them. And so it's like, man, like you see, you like, man, like fuck that shit. Like I didn't want to be in that position, and I thank God I wasn't put in that position. But and like I said, I don't judge anybody, but you know what I'm saying, I don't swing. And when you're not, that can be precarious, because when you're non-judgmental and you love everybody for everybody and you accept them for who they are and what they want to be and who they want to love, that also puts you in those precarious positions sometimes, because I don't have no problem being around people who get down like that. But in that, it puts you in that position to get tried. And so I got tried a lot of times by motherfuckers like, hey man, don't you, like, you know what I'm saying, where you have to reassure. But being in that position, in that cell overnight with him would have been like too much to where you either you're gonna come out having done something you're ashamed of, or hurt that dude. And that's the truth. Like that's the only way it would have go that night if I was locked up in there with him, is either I was gonna end up having to put my hands on him and hurt him, or I was gonna end up doing something that I would regret for the rest of my life. You don't want to be a man in prison locked up with a really feminine gay dude that's begging to put their mouth on you, and you're in there for 10 years. Like, you don't want to be in that position. Like, fuck that. Because that's going to take you to one or two places if you're a good person. Like, you're either going to do something and realize something about your sexuality, or you're going to hurt somebody for what they want. And that's both very traumatizing. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's very traumatizing. Like you're either going to do some gay shit, or you're going to beat somebody up and hurt them because they're gay, and that's not right. You get it right there? So it's just like you didn't want to challenge that stuff mentally in yourself, within yourself. Hey, we're leaving in 6 minutes, y'all. I gotta go in 6 minutes. I got stuff. I gotta do a class. I gotta go in 6 minutes. But hey, y'all, hit that Cash App, hit the super chat, hit the super sticker, hit the super thanks. Let me know you fuck with me. I need to go to the motherfucking ear, nose, and throat doctor. If you appreciate me, let me know that way. I appreciate y'all. It's been a cool day. I came and vibe with you. I'll be back next week. I love you for real, for real. Y'all know what to do. Let me hush. But for real though, if any of y'all are interested in any readings whatsoever, don't get at me in my comments. Get at me in my email, which is mr.turner1300@gmail.com. That's MR.TURNER1300@gmail.com. But yeah, that shit was crazy. Prison was crazy. It wasn't as bad for me as it was for most people. I didn't have any horrible experiences in there. But it is what it is. Yeah, email me. I need the money real bad, Heather. Text me on my phone or email me immediately. For real, we got 5 more minutes to go. Yeah, get at me immediately. I need that like right now. That would be life changing and helping right now. What y'all gonna do this weekend? Y'all don't know. Yeah. Don't give up that thing to nobody. Don't give it up to nobody. They ain't me. Don't waste your time. Yeah. Practice chastity. Not abstinence, but chastity. Stay chaste. Sharon Crawford, you crazy. Sauce Walker, thanks for you, famo. It's been a great session today, man. It's been real chill. We talked about astrology, freaky shit. We went everywhere. It's been one of them special sessions. It was super special. Yeah. I'm proud of this one. Star Love Astrology Company, thank you. We finna go in 2 minutes, I promise. I have a specific timer set on this bitch. Then I gotta set up for my class. Me and Love 12 got some reading to do. My dog is over here snoring. Me and Love 12 got some readings to do. I ain't got no coochie, Sharon Crawford. I got the hammer. I got the gavel of the gods. It's through which I pass judgment. What you know about that? Yeah. That's what they say. Yeah. I love y'all, man. Y'all keep it gangster till next time. Nick Dalton. Michelle, where you been? I've seen you a couple times in the chat today, but you just let me tell my stories or what? Yeah, the Scorpio full moon finna be over with. Finna have the moon in Sagittarius. Motherfucking Sagittarius. Well, that just says try it out. Try it. Don't talk about it, be about it, G about it, see about it, we about it, together. Take it all as a learning experience. I want to teach you something. Y'all ain't really about that action, though. Yeah, she's sharing, she ain't sharing. All right, Sharon, we out.